You join me today on a walking tour of Verona. And I am starting here at Arena di Verona, which is the world famous amphitheater here in Verona. Although at the moment there's no way for me to enter inside it because there is a big opera festival going on here. And by the way, they are driving a lot of scooters in this city. So this arena was completed in the year 30 after the death of Jesus Christ. And you see the outer wall here, that was destroyed in an earthquake in the year 1117 and only parts of it remain. And this is the only remaining part of that wall. So actually I just saw that you actually can enter it, but I'm not going to do that because the queues were like 200 meters long and it was not moving at all, so I'm not waiting in that line for like 45 minutes to an hour. Alright, I'm actually moving away from this area now because it is so crowded here, and I was just approached by a possible scammer. So what she was trying to do was trying to convince me to give money to some organization, and then you have to like sign a paper and stuff like that with your email address, and it's just completely false. Living here in central Verona looks like a dream. So I am now approaching the Basilica Santa Anastasia, which is a basilica I really want to visit. You know what, that was an absolute beauty of a basilica, but I did not film that much inside because I was a little bit unsure about their policy of filming. Now let's continue our tour. But anyway, before that, I'm gonna find somewhere to eat my lunch. And it is so nice when you order a cafe macchiato in Italy, you get a proper cafe macchiato and not a latte macchiato. And that was a proper cafe macchiato. And what we have here is the Palazzo della Regione, a very beautiful palace. And at this place we have the tallest building in Verona, which is the Torre de Lamberti. And if the queues are not too long, I'm gonna head up there. So basically no queue at all. Let's do this. You know what, it was absolutely worth it going up here. And you can go up here by elevator, which I really appreciated, because otherwise I think it is 400 steps. So this is among the strangest thing you can find in Verona. A whale bone hanging from there. It is said that it has been there since at least the 1700s. And it is said that it will fall down on the first truthful or innocent person that walks underneath it. It hasn't fallen down on anyone on the 5 minutes that I have been here. And also Piazza Erbe is a really beautiful square, but it's absolutely busting with people also. And there's also a lot of these tourists shops here also, if you're into that. Alright, that's where I'm heading, up to that castle or whatever it is. Alright, after this view, I really have to get up there. And I think the best way is to head for that bridge and then walk up there. But before I go there, let's just go and get something to drink over there. Oh, this is amazing. I can actually lie down like this. So, the rest time is over. Let's go now. You know what? If there's a decent price, I'm gonna take the funicular up. You know what? That was only €3 up and down. So there's a pretty decent view up here also, and it was actually down there at the shoreline where I had my drink. It's pretty far up. In hindsight, pretty worth it to take the funicular up for only €3 both ways. I mean that's a much better option than the one in Budapest to the castle hill, where you have to pay €12 single way. So if you want to go up and down there, it's €24. So this is the famous castle San Pietro in Vienna. Who doesn't love a beautiful castle? And there is a museum inside, and I think it is a Roman archaeological museum. But I don't want to head into that. I'm not in the mood for a museum. I'm just happy to enjoy it from the outside. You know what? There's some really nice views up here. And that in the distance is the tower I visited earlier. I took the decision to walk in this very beautiful and calm alleyway. But then of course I was greeted with the sound of construction works. But anyway, That's still so much better than the sound of so many people. So I wonder how old that tower is. So I did find some info online. So I did find a sign there, and it said it was an evangelical church, but it never said how old it was, and I couldn't find any information online, or it was online, but in Italian. All right, we're back with a herd of tourists, and that's why I turned right. You see so many tourists and people just walk along the main streets, but then they miss out on beautiful alleyways and streets like this. It's like a totally different city if you just walk a couple of meters away from the main streets. Oh my god, it's so nice and calm here. Just a few people on the road. And so I arrived to my next destination. And that is the Cathedrale di Santa Maria Matricolare. And I have done limited research before arriving here in Verona, and I know nothing about this church, but let's head in and see what it looks like. Before I enter, that's just a very, very cool statue. Alright, that was a pretty cool basilica, to be honest. But anyway, I never talk inside of cathedrals because it's disrespectful, but here's some videos from me inside. And what actually was really, really cool is that this is an archaeological site also, because before this church was here, there was another church here. And if I remember correctly, that church was destroyed in the great earthquake of 1117, just like the Arena di Verona. You know what a shame, because just next to the cathedral is the La Capitolare. And you may wonder what that is, but they claim to be the oldest still existing library in the whole world. But according to their website, they are closed today. You know what, I need to see if they really are closed. And you see, they really claim to be the world's oldest library. Let's see if they can get in. Closed?
Yes.
Okay.
It's every day open except Wednesday.
Much of the time I have been walking without looking at the map. And it's like the fourth time that I have ended up at Piazza Erbe. I guess all roads leads to Piazza Erbe and not to Rome. You know what? Looking from a distance, I first thought this was some kind of a stress point. But it's actually candy. So I actually went into that store and I went out pretty fast. And the reason was, on the absolute loudest volume did they have some kind of Italian auto-tune techno. And that's not really my cup of tea. I was in there for exactly 2 seconds before I went out. You know what? It's an absolute beauty of a city. I just wish I had more time here. I only have one day here. And by the way, this is the Porta Porsari. And Porta Porsari is an ancient Roman gate. Doesn't this look typical Italian? I mean, a very old tower, some old houses, an old alleyway, and a lot of scooters and a mini car. For me, it doesn't get more Italian than that. That place only needed a pizzeria and Mario and Luigi, and then it will be totally Italian. So it seems like I can't go anymore along the shoreline, so I have to take this road and see where it leads me. You know what, it just led to a main road, but that doesn't really matter because it led me to this behind me. That is the Arco dei Gavi, which I really didn't plan to visit today, but the road led me to this place. But anyway, I'm here now, so why not include it? It's an incredible cool piece of history and architecture, I think. So I am at the garden of the Castelvecchio museum now. A pretty cool place. There is a museum here also, but I will not visit it because they close in about 1 hour and I don't want to rush anything. These glass windows are amazing. But I mean, I can at least have a look here around the garden. Hello sir, are you taking a leak in the garden? But except for this guy, it is really not that much to see outside here in the garden. Oh, there is one really cool thing here. There are 11 inscriptions here from the Della Scala era. And that should be medieval inscriptions. And here they are. The problem is, I'm not allowed to access them. But I sort of understand that, but it would have been cool to walk a little bit closer to them. So you were probably saving my dinner plans tonight. You know what? I'm heading into my hotel now. Hello.
Hi, hello.
208.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm kind of tired now. I want to have my dinner and then just go to sleep. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye bye.